And now, if you have asked yourself what career pathway is the best for you, our president, Tommaso Di Bartolo, is going to share how Proteinx can support you and guide you through where you want to go and what direction you want to take into food science. So, Tommaso, thank you for taking the time. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Anna, and welcome everybody to the Career Guide in October 2021. The emphasis is really here on guidance on career. So, food scientists are needed now more than ever. Question is, how can you make an impactful contribution? What are the pathways? What startup, eventually corporation, or what project can you develop on your own in order to reduce the carbon footprint and make an impact on the world? This is exactly the reason why we here at Proteinx are doing the career guide. And now I would like to present you a couple of slides on how Protein X is supporting the initiative of providing guidance. I would like, first of all, to thank the presence of Clara Foods and Joy, and share insights and backstage insights, right, about what matters when you are applying, what line of reasoning do you need to pay attention to when you would like to join such, or when you're considering joining such a leading novel startup in the alternative protein space. And thanks also so much to our COO and my business partner, Laviter, for the interviews. Was definitely very insightful. But enough about introduction here, right? Protein X, how are we supporting this process? How are we supporting you as a PhD, as a researcher, as eventually a student, right? On getting a guidance on what your career options are in food science, right? And as I was mentioning, and we heard it several times, yes, there are several options that can be considered. Either you are considering to take your research and or together with a team member of yours, and bringing to life, right? Eventually raising funds or grants and making it real. That's what we call the entrepreneurial route. Or you're eventually considering to apply and go in direction of corporation, right? You would like to work with a major established brand in the industry of food, beverage, right? Or maybe you have also, under the mentality of employment, a perspective of, I would like to join a more novel startup, right? With here Clara Foods, right? Now called the Every Company, right? That is going you to offer you a different environment as a food scientist or a talent in food science, right? And this is where we come into place. This is how we can also be of your help. We are a Silicon Valley based nonprofit. We are a 501c3 foundation, meaning nonprofit, right? We are mission oriented, and our mission is really to foster the discovery of next gen proteins, new ingredients, and sustainable package. Question is, well, Tommaso, how are you guys doing it? Well, we do it in collaboration with the industry. Specifically, we are partnering with some of the global most renowned educational institute in the area of food and beverage, novel food and beverage, right? Where we, as a nonprofit foundation, the Proteinx Nonprofit Foundation, we are a free resource, a partner, a free business partner, right? For those academic and institution focused on agriculture, food, and beverage, and where we offer them entrepreneurial programs for those who might be interested in going in direction the entrepreneurial pathway, right? Which comes as an entrepreneurial program joined and in conjunction with grants or access to capital. That's one pathway that I also briefly mentioned in a couple of in the previous slide. Or what we also do is, beyond the guidance as offered as of today, we have the career fairs, right? Career opportunities, right? So for you to get access to a very curated and handpicked jobs, or you want to write your thesis, write your master thesis, or you're looking for something that is freelancer. In any case, being part of something that is meaningful and aligned with a career within food science. That's basically what we do. So we see ourselves in short as the link, Proteinx, the link between academia and primarily academia in food science and the food industry, right? And today we are going in this couple of slides here. I would like, under the umbrella and under the mission of providing a guidance in a career as a non-profit foundation, I would like to focus on, obviously, on the career pillar that we offer to the talents in food science or to academic institution, which are the career fair and the academia lab, right? You see here actually also in gray on the left upper side Intel, and on the right upper side entrepreneurship. These are the three actually pillars, together with career, that we as a nonprofit foundation are offering to the market. Just real quick to have it heard, and please feel free to check out our website, which is pretty comprehensive and complete. On the left side, Intel, we are providing, together with some of the best brains on earth, from professor, entrepreneurs, advisors, mentors, executives, chefs, we have provided a curated approach towards content, in form of podcast, in form of video and episodes, in form of articles. So depending on your gusto, on how you want to digest information, take a look at the Intel part. On the right side, the entrepreneurship, again, by having acceleration programs for early stage startups or old early stage projects that are considering to get guidance, mentoring guidance, to get access to funds, to get access to early startups. We are offering the entrepreneurship, but today, career, right? So we, as a Proteinx Foundation, we have career fairs, and actually we have every quarter career fairs. We just most recently had our career fair, Q3 career fair, and actually without explain. Oh, let me go back here. Let me see here if I can activate here the video. Yes, let me show you here a short sneak preview on how the career fair looks like.
The sustainability issue get worse, I really wanted to make a transition and work more towards building a company that can actually have a major impact.
A deep passion and a deep awareness on how we treat animals and what are the problems associated with animal agriculture as a whole.
All around us, this revolution was happening: plant-based protein, sustainable food sources.
We're doing great things. We can attract great people. As we attract great people, we can do great things, and etc.
So the career fair, right? Today we have a guide, right? But the career fair is where we gather some of the most intriguing brands on the market. In our most recent one, we had our partner Just Eat. We had Clara Food. We had Gourmet. We had Turtle Tree, and a couple others that joined us and shared their cultural perspectives on how relevant it is and what makes it relevant when you are seeking, as a talent in food science, to apply and get a job at those companies. So we get insights from the audience directly. It's 3.5 hours of a collective networking. And speaking of networking, we had roughly 250 attendees. And the beauty of what we care a lot is really to create value creation. We define value by you meeting the right people and learning from the right people. In fact, we had over 125 to be precisely, meetings scheduled between the industry participated and the talents. And when I say talents in food science, there are a bunch of specific job angles and job titles and roles that those companies are looking for, right? Looking for, and we really have a nice mix from even students, undergrad students, grad PhDs, or also senior up until senior PhDs that are going back to universities in order to do their research, right? And you have the opportunity at our career fair. Again, it's about guidance, right? Use the career fair to build your relationship, right? To ask your questions, to get insights firsthand from some of the best and some leading partners on the market. So for those out there that say, well, Tommaso, this sounds actually intriguing, but I missed out on our Q3, on the Proteinx Q3 career fair. I'm interested to join the next one. Please feel free to do so. We have here a bit.ly link, bit.ly/px, which is the abbreviation for Proteinx Q4 career fair. This is the link which leads you then to the sign up for all our academic partners, existing partners, and their faculty, their students, and their staff. You will be provided free access. As I was mentioning before, we are a nonprofit and a free resource to our academic partners. For those that are not partnering yet with us, you will be seeing there an email. Please reach out to us. I'm more than happy to kick off the partnership. But now, in the last slide, I would actually respond to the next question. Well, Tommaso, it's nice that we are learning about insights on how to apply, on what to emphasize during an interview, on what the industry is actually requiring when we apply. But the question here actually is, how can food science students or PhDs or researchers stand out when looking for a science job opportunity between hundreds of other applicants? And well, again, as a non-profit foundation, that's what we do. We hear what your questions are, and then we ask our partners. And that's what we did. We asked our partners and what the key expectation are towards food and food scientists, right? In order to stand out. And throughout all responses, right, we heard one key sentence: evidence. I want to pause a second. I want to see evidences. For you to stand out, they don't just want to get a CV. They want to get evidences that you have initial experiences in the lab, that you have worked on experiments, and they want to have evidences that you are capable mentally, from an innovation perspective, to embark on learnings that are treating novel subjects. The question is, well, okay, now that I know that, how are we going to do that? How do we bring the evidences to shine? Again, as a nonprofit foundation, we created the Proteinx Academia Lab, which provides scientifically meaningful and potentially transformative innovation and education projects in plant-based proteins, in new ingredients and sustainable package, a venue for students, researchers, PhDs, and scientists to present. I want to emphasize the verb to present their learnings and plug in, therefore, into resources. Wow, this sounds maybe interesting, Tommaso. Can I see more? Yes, let me show you here our most recent academia lab.
So now we have our academia lab. Have you ever thought of how universities and students doing research are so important for new initiatives, and now especially on alternative protein? And our host today is Nick Johnson from UC Davis.
And we have a team from UC Davis who's going to present more in the cultivated meat space. I'm Patrick, and this is my lab partner, Justin. We're both PhD students in the McDonald Nandy Lab, and we're going to be talking about cultured meat research in our lab, taking a biopsy of stem cells from an animal and having those cells proliferate in a bioreactor, and furthermore, inducing differentiation of those cells into mostly fat and muscle cells to replicate the meat product.
That I will talk about is the production of gelatin and rice cells to be used in microcarrier production. As a quick overview, muscle cells, which are the most abundant cell type in many types of meat, are inherent by nature and require a surface to proliferate on.
The Proteinx Foundation helps you, researchers, PhDs, and scientists, to create this evidence, to create a platform, a window to the industry in order to stand out. Question is, do you want to stand out? How badly do you want to stand out? Well, we have to go beyond because there is a competition out there. We partner with the UC Berkeley, UC Davis, Cornell Institute, Howard, Penn State, Nebraska, Wageningen, TU Munich, and many others. For those that I have not mentioned, apologize. For those who are not partnering with us as an institute, please reach out again with the mission to support and help you, dear students, dear researcher, dear PhD, to create this venue and this evidence-based work in order for then us as a Proteinx Foundation have a curated set of evidences, lab-based evidence, scientifically evidences that are easy to digest for a company that is looking for talents, right? That's what we see, where we see ourselves, where we say, well, we add value to the industry, right? Now, when we present the academia lab, right, the best feedback is always the feedback from the PhDs and researchers themselves after they participated. I would like here to share a direct feedback of one of the participants in our academia lab, so it maybe help you respond to some of the questions that are going through your mind now. But what if, Tommaso, and what does it exactly mean? And do I have enough of my research that I can present? Introducing here or presenting a feedback directly.
Hi, I'm Brian Wong from UC Berkeley, and I participated in the Proteinx Academia Lab. Initially, I was a little tentative on joining simply because at the UC Berkeley Alt Meat Lab, my team first worked on consumer psychology of alternative proteins before talking about the food science of current ingredients in plant-based meat. But having this outlet to talk about all of the factors in the alternative meat industry was actually really rewarding. So I joined not only because of the warm invite from the Proteinx founders, but also because the Academia Lab became a perfect way to just talk about all of the work you've done in an excited fashion without the end goal being for investors or VCs. It was really wholesome and welcoming and just an amazing open space. And the people there were pretty cool. The moderator for my panel, Nick Johnson, hosts the Rethink podcast, which talks about alternative meats. And afterwards, I've started listening to this podcast more often.
I love the fact of what was emphasized in terms of the perfect venue, right? So it is transparent feedback from participant of the academia lab. Perfect venue for what? Well, again, to have a platform, to have a venue for you to show evidences. Why evidences? Because this is what the market is saying. We would like to see evidences, right? As a nonprofit foundation, as the bridge between academia and the industry, this is what we do. This is what we see. Well, we have also a series of questions, usually when presenting and talking about the academia lab. Some of the FAQs I would like already to take ahead of any possible questions that you, by the way, are now incentivized to post on the right side. So whatever question we can answer you, please feel free to start posting here. I would like to answer some of your concerns, doubts, but some of the, let's say, while we are collecting here throughout all the channels and also here in our Air Meet some questions, here are some of the FAQs that we hear over and over again. Let me actually start sharing again my screen. Three, two, one. Just a second, please. So I will be here having a audience window on Canva. You have an audience window, and then you have a presenter window. I say got it, and then I go under share your screen, and this should be the audience window. Back we are, but sharing the screen. Is this a startup pitch? This is really FAQ number one. Is this a startup pitch? Well, this is not a startup pitch. Very simple. Why? First of all, there is no startup. Huh? Yes. This is for the academia and the researchers and the PhDs to present researches, right? To the market, to the potential future employers, right? And the learnings of that. On the other hand, there is also no judge or no mentorship, right? That's the reason why this is not a startup pitch. One of the second most common frequent asked question are, do I need to reveal IP related insight? Well, no IP details are required at all in preparation, actually, of the presentation, not the pitch, the presentation, right? Our team, the Proteinx Foundation, guides you on how to present, right, in order for you to have a great impact, right? And you receive resources such as templates, as well as guidance and best practices, again, without you revealing the IP, but putting at the center of your presentation the learnings that you have as a researcher so far. Frequent asked question number 3. Who will be seeing this? And this is maybe one of the most relevant things for you to consider. The Proteinx Foundation, we curate an invite-only network of industry players, government, agencies, investors, chefs, you name it, focused on the food, novel food, sustainable packaging, new ingredients industry, right? And all with the same mission towards a sustainable food chain. In it, if we quantify it, we have roughly nowadays a reach into 15,000, okay, corporations and startups around the globe, roughly 70% in United States, 25% in Europe, Latin America, with a big emphasis on Brazil as a gigantic market, picking up more and more Asia Pacific regions, right? This is our reach. These are our partners that are seeking best talents around the world. Without mentioning a brand, just yesterday, we had one conversation where a new partner mentioned that they have 30% of their hires are from outside United States. So they're looking really for talent on a global scale. So if you are a business partner also not based in United States, and you are seeking to get access to some of the best or renowned brands in novel food, there are many partners that have understood the importance of hiring also abroad. And last but not least, how to qualify, and then I'll open for questions. How to qualify, Tommaso, for the academia lab. So first of all, it's an invitation only, and I hereby would like to invite you, because you're participating in our initiatives, because you're part of our network. Please feel free. We have a window open for the next 24 hours, the window of application submission called, right? In the back end, what we do with our jury and with our board of advisors, we filter or the applications, and if we find them that are the application are scientifically meaningful and potentially transformative, right? But all aligned towards innovation in food of the future and the reduction of greenhouse gas emission, we will be basically get in contact with you, eventually ask some questions, right? We have 5 spots left, and you see here the link, which is bit.ly/apply-academia-lab. I would like also to ask our team at Proteinx, one of our team members, to please share both links that I have mentioned. The one for the Q4 Career Fair, feel free to join that, or the one here to start getting in contact with us for the academia lab. And with that, I would like to thank.
Thank you, Tommaso. Thank you for sharing how we spent this entire guide saying that we are here to guide you, and now sharing actions that we do to guide everyone, not only in words, but in actions, and providing relationships, providing evidence of how you can have, or how, what paths you want to go in the career of food scientist. The links that Tommaso mentioned during this presentation are all under alerts. So you see that you have check our website. So we have the link to our website where you can read in more detail what he explained at the beginning of his presentation. Also, you have the link to join the Q4 Career Fair and to apply to the Academia Lab. Everything is under alerts at the right side of your screen again.
And with that, I would like to thank you for your time. We know your time is the most rare units that we all have. I hope this was of value. This is our intention. And as a matter of fact, speaking of value, everything is a product, and every product lives from feedback. So if you have feedback, any constructive feedback, please, this is welcome. If you feel connected with what you do, what we do as a Proteinx Foundation to foster the innovation in alternative protein, sustainable packages, and new ingredients, such as, for instance, well, do you guys have any internship? Do you guys have any positions that I can collaborate, right? So feel free to reach out to us, and we are more than happy to walk you through opportunities also at the Proteinx Foundation.